Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olena and I was an English teacher in Busan, South Korea. I am back in the USA. So this is going to be a very big update on my life. As you can see, I haven't uploaded anything in almost 3 months. So it's been a very long time and I've just been so busy packing my life up, unpacking, getting my life together, and kind of setting a routine for myself with my new life back in the States. So I haven't really had the time to sit down and think about how and when, where I would even video anything. And I've been a little bit discouraged with my channel because I haven't been getting as many views as I thought I would be getting a year and a half in. So it's just took a break. And I am back on the channel. What happened? You may wonder. Was an English teacher? What is going on? Where am I? So, in this video, I'm going to explain everything. So, first of all, I apologize if I'm being kind of robotic on camera. It's been so long since I've been on camera and I feel so awkward being back. To getting that out of the way, let's start from sort of the beginning. So the first year of teaching at this school was pretty good, decent, I would say at best, and tolerable. But once I started my second year, it was getting so difficult. Just getting to work, just being there, commuting there, even just the commute there, I was like dreading work every day. I hated my job. I hated it so much because it was very repetitive. I was doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and I just can't. What I learned from this job is that I can't do repetitive. I need some change in my schedule, some change in what I'm doing and the activities that I'm doing, and I've started repeating books for the second time, for the third time, some books for the fourth time, and I just couldn't tolerate repeating the same stuff over again. It was a very stressful job. I worked from 1 o'clock until 9, okay? 8 hours, typical 8-hour day. The problem with that is I would get very little break. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would work from 1 to 9, and I only had a 20-minute break to cook my dinner and eat my dinner and to have a break from kids. I love kids. I think anyone who absolutely adores kids and it's like their life's calling to be with kids would feel the same way that I would feel, because you can burn out on this kind of job very easily. 8 hours a day with children nonstop, 20-minute break, and that's it, is very difficult to do. I was literally with kids 8 hours a day. 8 hours. We had a 5-minute break between classes, but during that 5 minutes, the new class would come in and they would just start asking me questions. So I couldn't even get away at all, and it was just very difficult to do that. Not only that, so on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would work from 1 until 6:40, which is fine. But from talking with my friends who were also English teachers at different schools, that was their schedule every day. Not just 2 times a day like it was for me, or 2 times a week like it was for me. I was making more money than they were, to be fair. I was making more money than my friends, quite a bit more money than my friends. But was it worth it? No matter how much I needed the money, which I did. I was getting a savings, but I hadn't paid off my credit cards yet. I was in debt. So I really needed the money. And in Korea, you can save money really easily just because the cost of living is much lower than it is in the States. But even though I was pretty desperate for money, that wasn't enough to keep me. It just wasn't enough. I was hating my life 5 days of the week, and I was loving my life 2 days of the week. I had so much fun on the weekends. I had such great friends. I had like a group of friends. I had a crew. I had done so many fun things throughout the country, and I really, really enjoyed Korea outside of the job. It's just a fun place to be in. It really is. And I loved going out. I was like a 15-minute walk from all the nightclubs, the best nightclubs in Busan. So I would walk to the nightclubs, have fun all night, and then I would walk back at like 7 in the morning. And it was just so much fun. And dating was really difficult. After me and my ex broke up, I was single for several months until I left, and I tried to do the dating thing, and it just wasn't working out. Nobody swiped right on me, believe it or not. Like, I did the Tinder thing. Nobody swiped right, except a couple of expats that were far away. So, dating was out of the question, and so I was pretty lonely in that aspect. And, you know, I'm at that age to where it's time to start looking for someone long term if you want a family. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking about my future, my family that I wanted to have. You know, I was 30. I had also been outside of the US for 6 years. That's a long time. And I was starting to feel like it was time for me to go back home. I just had that feeling like it's time. I had my fun. I traveled the world. I saw 20 countries, but it was time to go home. You just have that feeling like that chapter of your life is going to close soon. So I was kind of casually looking for jobs, not super serious. I was just kind of trying to stick it out as long as I could. But looking for jobs casually. And at the same time, I have a very close family member who's very sick. And we don't know how long he has. And if something were to happen, like, I am so far away, 25-hour flight away and an expensive flight away as well. So I wanted to be close to that person, and I wanted to have more opportunities to see that person and an easier way to be able to see them, because if I'm abroad, I'm only going home once every 1 or 2 years. But if I were in the States, even if I wasn't in my state, I could visit way more often because the tickets are cheaper. So those were the two big reasons why I left. Eventually, I was told that his health was declining, so I'm like, okay, this is a sign. And at the same time, my sister found me a job that actually looked cool and interesting. So basically, there is a Facebook group for Airbnb hosts that my sister is a part of. And she found that the owner of this group was posting a job. And it was for somebody to help them with all kinds of different aspects of this hotel that she's renovating. Marketing, branding, helping run and manage the hotel, helping with design, helping with growing the brand and hotel as a whole. There's just like so many different roles that I would be playing, so many different things that I would be doing. Running the hotel as it is, plus working with social media, video, branding, design. And that sounds so fun. It sounds like a learning opportunity. This is a small business, so there's a lot of growth. And it's a small growing business. They're acquiring more properties, so if I wanted to move, I could. So there's that travel aspect that I love. Yeah, it just sounded fun and dynamic and something different every day. Different challenges every day, not doing the same thing every single day like I was at my job. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a risk. And it was a big risk, right? Because I'm not meeting these people in person. I'm meeting them over Zoom. And they're promising me this job. And I have to invest in the time of quitting, which is scary. Quitting last minute, only giving a week and a half notice, which is what I ended up doing. And investing the money in a plane ticket, which ended up being close to $1,500. That is a risk. That is a risk. First of all, I apologize for the change in lighting. I think the clouds are kind of moving, but anyways, so that was a big investment and that was a big risk that I was taking. So I asked them to write a contract. We would sign it. Even then, it's a risk because it's abroad. So I told my boss that I was leaving. He was not happy at first. He was trying to guilt trip me so much. A lot of guilt tripping. And which didn't feel fair. Because I didn't mention the job part. I mentioned the family member part. So yeah, it still didn't go over well. Packing was really stressful. It was just so stressful. And then I visited my family for a little while. Then I came here June 1st. So now I am living at the motel that I am working at. So I work 5 days a week. I work about 47, 48 hours, which is actually more than my last job. But it's challenging. Every day there's a new challenge. I'm meeting new people. And I was a little bit worried about moving to this part of the country because I'm in Arkansas. First of all, never thought I would be in Arkansas. And this town has 2,000 people versus 4 million people like in Busan. Everything closes by like 8. Most places close at 8. So it was a little worrisome for me because I did grow up in the country, but I never wanted to go back to that. I was in my heart a city person. I loved the city, the excitement, the convenience, just the opportunities, the events, the fun stuff to do. Like, I loved that. And moving to a small town was worrisome for me. I had a lot of doubts. When I moved. And I even had doubts when I applied for the job. I was like, is this meant to be? Is this destiny? Or am I just doing it without thinking enough? Is this meant to happen in my life? Or am I meant to be working this job until I finish my contract? Because I'm the type to always finish contract. I'm the type to never just quit flat out. I always finish my commitments. I'm a very loyal person, but my mental health was struggling so bad. And I was just miserable and I was desperate to get out. Looking back, I was meant to be here. And I actually really like the town. There's so much to do here. So many different activities. Like, I went to a cave. I went to a really big, beautiful museum that was built by one of the, I think, daughters of the Waltons. And I went to I'm trying all kinds of different restaurants. I did bachata dancing. I went canoeing. Actually, I went kayaking on a lake that's around here. There's so many lakes here, and I'm in the mountains. I'm in the Ozark Mountains, and it's a touristy town that I live in, so there's like lots to do in this touristy town. I also went to a wildcat refuge, so I got to see a lot of tigers and lions and ligers and tigons. That's what they're called. I went to a play. I went to an opera. So I did a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff to do here for such a small town, but it is a touristy town, so there's going to be things to do, and there's still stuff left to do. Like I want to go zip lining still, and I want to go to a haunted tour that they have here because there's a really haunted hotel here. The only downside is that it's mostly an older population that lives here, not many young people, so it's really difficult to meet people and make friends. I made a group for 20s and 30s. Nobody showed up to the first meeting, but I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it one more time and do it at a restaurant. The first time was at a community center. The second time I'm going to do it at a restaurant. So we'll see how that goes. And right now I'm living in one of the motel rooms, which is why it's so dark. I can't really film anywhere else because everything is dark in the rooms that haven't been renovated, like the covers of the beds, the carpets, the curtains. They're all very dark and the lighting is really dark. So, but hopefully the setting is going to change soon, but that's it. So yeah, so here I am in Arkansas. The next video I'm going to talk about reverse culture shock, so take a peek at that once it comes out. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed hearing my story and all my changes in my life. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos on culture and travel and things like that. And like this video if you really enjoyed it and you got some value from it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.